Bad Bunny has just landed in Brazil, and the online chatter is intense. As soon as his videos surfaced on social media, users stopped scrolling. And trust me, it wasn't just about the music. It was everything related to his arrival, his actions, his friends, and the significance of it all. If you thought Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio's life was calm, reconsider, because he's definitely provided plenty of topics for conversation. Let's set the scene. Brazil is one of those places where the energy is always turned all the way up. The culture is loud, the people are passionate, and when a global superstar lands in that country, the streets feel it before the news even breaks. So when Bad Bunny stepped off and made his way through, the crowd that was already waiting outside wasn't just a few fans being polite. These were people who had been standing there, holding on, just for a chance to get close to him. And what did he do? He didn't walk past them. Shh. Turn the volume up, but keep it low. This is Rap Deepest Secrets, the one place the labels can't control, exposing the codes, the cover-ups, the real cost of fame. Help us to monetization by subscribing. Now back to the video. He didn't hide behind security like so many artists do when the cameras aren't rolling for a red carpet. He stopped. He actually stopped, turned around, and went straight to the fans. Now, you might think that's just basic stuff, just what artists are supposed to do. But in a world where some celebrities treat fans like background noise, seeing Benito take his time to greet people, shake hands, take pictures, look them in the eyes, that's something different. That's not performance, that's genuine. And the fans in Brazil felt it. The videos spread fast. Comments were coming in from everywhere saying the same thing. This man is the real deal, not just as an artist, but as a human being. His connection with the people who support him isn't some PR move. It's authentic, and it shows up everywhere he goes, no matter what country, no matter what time zone. But here's where the story gets interesting, because the airport footage wasn't the only thing people were zooming in on. There was someone else in the mix, and the moment people recognized her, the whole conversation shifted. Gabriela, his ex, she was there. Not somewhere far in the background, not coincidentally nearby, she was there, and they were together, and social media picked it up before most people even had time to finish watching the arrival clip. Screenshots were being shared, videos were being slowed down and replayed. People were tagging their friends in comments asking if they were seeing what they were seeing. And just like that, the arrival story became a completely different story. Now, let's be real about something. Bad Bunny and Gabriela have a history that goes back, and it's the kind of history that doesn't just disappear when two people call it quits. When you've built something real with someone, when the world has watched you together and seen the chemistry that you have, a breakup doesn't erase all of that. It just puts it on pause. And lately, that pause seems to have been getting shorter and shorter. Over the past few weeks, these two have been showing up in the same spaces more than what anyone would call a coincidence. It started subtle, just little sightings that people noticed but didn't want to read too much into. Maybe they're just being mature about the separation. Maybe they run in the same circles. But then it kept happening. And when something keeps happening, at some point you have to stop calling it a coincidence and start asking real questions. Like, what is actually going on between them? That's the question the internet is obsessed with right now. And honestly, can you blame people? This is Bad Bunny. This is one of the biggest artists on the planet, a man who gives much away, who keeps his personal life locked down tighter than most people keep their secrets, who rarely lets the public into the real version of his world. So when pieces of his private life start showing up in public, people pay attention. They analyze every detail. They read into every look, every position, every smile caught on camera. And what people are seeing with these recent sightings is not the body language of two people who are done with each other. It's something warmer than that, something that still has heat in it. Whether that heat is friendship, familiarity, or something that never fully cooled off is the part nobody can say for certain. But the energy is there, and cameras don't lie. Think about it from a street perspective. You know how it is when two people who used to be together start popping up in the same places again? Your whole circle starts talking. Somebody always knows somebody who saw them somewhere. The story travels fast and gets bigger with every telling. Now imagine that, but on a global scale, with millions of people watching and commenting and speculating. That's exactly what's happening with Benito and Gabriela right now, and Brazil just threw gasoline on the whole situation. Some people in the comments are being calm about it, saying they're probably just friends who stayed close after the breakup ended. And look, that happens. Not every breakup is a war. Some people genuinely transition from romance to friendship and keep each other in their lives without drama, without hidden agendas, just as two people who respect each other and care about what they built together. That's a real thing, and it happens all the time. But then there's another group of people who are not buying the just friends explanation for a single second. They're pointing at the frequency of these sightings. They're pointing at body language. They're pointing at the fact that when two people are truly just friends, they usually don't travel internationally at the same time with this kind of consistency. They're saying what a lot of people are thinking but haven't said out loud yet, which is that this might not be over, not even close. And here's the thing about Bad Bunny that makes all of this even more compelling. He is a man who pours himself into his music in ways that blur the line between song and confession. His lyrics have always felt personal. When he talks about love and loss and longing, it never sounds like something he wrote for the radio. It sounds like something he lived. So naturally, when people hear certain songs and then look at his real life, they start connecting dots. They start wondering how much of what he sings about is actually still unresolved in his heart. And right now, with these Brazil sightings and the way the two of them have been orbiting each other lately, those dots are looking very connected. Brazil has always been a significant place for Latin music and culture. The country embraces artists with a kind of warmth that's hard to find anywhere else. When someone like Bad Bunny shows up there, it's not just a tour stop, it becomes an event. The crowd energy is different, the emotion in the air is different. People travel from hours away just to be somewhere near the experience of him performing, or even just being present in their country. So the fact that this sighting happened in Brazil, in front of that energy, in front of those cameras and those fans, adds another layer to everything. Because now it's not just a private moment caught by someone with a phone. It's a moment that happened in front of a massive, passionate audience that immediately made it part of the story they'll tell about this trip. Fans who were there to see their favorite artist arrive ended up witnessing what might be one of the most talked about personal moments of his year, and they will talk about it. They already are. What makes this whole situation so gripping is the uncertainty. If it were clear that they were back together, people would react to that. If it were clear they had moved on completely, people would move on too. But this middle ground, this space where nobody can say exactly what it is, that's where the real drama lives. That's the part that keeps people refreshing their feeds and rewatching clips and reading every comment section looking for clues. Because human beings are drawn to unfinished stories. We need to know how things end. And right now, the story of Benito and Gabriela doesn't have an ending. It just has a new chapter that nobody expected, unfolding in real time on the streets of Brazil. And Bad Bunny, being the kind of man he is, probably knows exactly what he's doing. Or maybe he doesn't care what people think, and he's just living his life the way he wants to live it, which honestly would make complete sense for someone who has never let public pressure dictate his decisions. This is a man who has always walked his own path, dressed how he wanted, talked how he wanted, and loved who he wanted without asking the internet for its opinion. That quality is exactly why people respect him as much as they do, but it's also exactly why people are so hungry for information when something like this surfaces, because he gives so little away that every glimpse feels like gold. What we know for certain is this: Bad Bunny is in Brazil and the energy around him is electric. He showed up for his fans the way he always does, with presence, warmth, and realness that you can't fake. And he had Gabriela by his side in a way that has set off a chain reaction of conversation that isn't going to die down anytime soon. Whether they're just two people who stayed close after everything they shared, or whether something deeper is quietly being rebuilt between them, only they know the truth of it. The rest of us are watching, waiting, and reading between every line. But one thing is undeniable. That bunny doesn't do anything halfway. Whether it's a performance, a creative vision, or a relationship, when this man is in it, he's fully in it. So whatever this is with Gabriela, whatever is really happening behind the scenes, you can bet it means something. You don't keep showing up in the same orbit as someone unless there's a pull you can't quite let go of. And that pull, that unspoken thing between two people who have history, is the most powerful kind of tension there is. It doesn't need words. It doesn't need a press release. It shows up in the sightings, in the proximity, in the way two people exist near each other when they think nobody is watching too closely. Brazil saw it, the fans saw it, the internet saw it, and now everyone is waiting to see what comes next. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this situation, so please share your opinions in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on this story.